With water being scarce in some parts of the country, we are talking about how to conserve water. Joining me in studio is Mark Algra. He created the AquaTrap 20 years ago and is here to tell us how you can save water in your gardens. Hello.
Hi Jennifer. Yeah, okay. So this started in 1997, and basically I went on a trip and went through Southern Africa. There was a drought at that period, and saw lots of people, getting water out of water holes. So when I got back, I read an article about what they were doing in the States. They were slitting tyres, like this tyre here, but along the midline. We didn't have machinery, or I didn't have machinery at the time. So I found a guy that was making, shoes, and he ended up with this little ring, that was left over.
Right.
So what I did was I then cut a disc, which is over here, out of a tube, a truck tube or inner tube, and then glued that, and then created this.
So you glued. So this is part of a tire, obviously.
That's the side wall of the tire. The side wall of the tire, and then it's glued. So if you have a look over here, it's just glued in over there.
Okay.
And then these are buried underground, about 500 mil underground.
Okay.
And then using a moisture meter, which is also very vital if you want to save water, which looks like that. And this has got a little scale on it, tells you exactly how much water you got in. And then I did an experiment and then discovered that the water was retained there by up to, twice as long as not having it.
Okay, so this actually sounds very simple to make at home. And where can one get a moisture meter? You
can go to a normal nursery, any nursery, you go and buy that. Also, an ideal project for schools, for the kids to do in class. They can do that, put that in. Quite a few schools have done it. About 10 years ago, Berkeley High won the youth water competition, where what they did is they measured the amount of water that they saved, and then they linked that to the growth rate of the vegetables as well.
Water scarcity is becoming an issue worldwide. It has been for a long time now. And it's interesting you bring up schools. I don't think we're doing enough to teach children how to conserve water. What kind of projects would you recommend, or would you like to see schools in South Africa start to take on?
I'd really like to see all schools have a food garden. And I think that we are missing a beat there. You could have an outdoor classroom. They could do environmental, they could do, water conservation. There are lots of learning that is linked to that. In fact, there is a handbook out, the 2020 Vision for Water Handbook, which is actually done for teachers. I was very fortunate about 20 years ago, Theo Manuel was involved with water affairs, and he did a whole article on that. So there is stuff available for teaching and for teachers.
Okay, great. Yeah. So this you bury about, you said 500 mils under the soil.
500 mil.
And it retains the water for?
Basically, your moisture retention is double or triple if it's sandy soil.
All right.
So it'll be 2, 3, 4 days easily.
Wow.
And then the nice thing with the AquaTrap is not only does it sort of trap the water and create a false water table, you keep the nutrients in the root zone. So when the vegetables grow, where you've got AquaTraps, they are double the size. So if you're growing lettuce or cabbage, you can see it. You have a cabbage or lettuce the size of a soccer ball, and the one next to it is half the size. So it's an amazing,